Chapter 3, text 11. Yeah. So please repeat after me. Devan
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 Bhavaya.
Bhavaya
Bhavaya
Sorry. Bhavayatha
Bhavayata
Anena.
Anena
Prabhuji, we don't see your screen.
Oh, you don't see. Okay, Prabhu, one second. Let me share it. And the thing and yeah, there is some challenge here.
What it says?
No, it's my system, Prabhu. I moved the things around, so
You can. Oh, I see. You was not seeing the windows. Okay.
let me check.
Pages. Okay.
Yeah. So now I just want to put it in. Okay, and where is the screen?
That may be on one of the tab, Prabhuji. The main page. You may look at the one of the tabs,
Yes, Prabhu.
left or right. Yeah, you will see it, and then share it. Open it that first. Then go to the share, and then share it. First, you open in the in the browse.
Yes, 1 second. It's asking me to do it again. So I'll end the thing. I'm going to present it. So now the presentation is here. So Alt
Just
Tab
to share.
Share. Now next Microsoft PowerPoint. Can you see my screen now?
Yes. Good. Thank you.
Apologies for this last minute changes because I tried something, but yeah, so it all got messed up a little bit. So I think if you can see, let's repeat reciting the verse again. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. Devan
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 Bhavayata
Bhavayata
Anena
Anena
Te Deva
Te Deva
Bhavayantu
Bhavayantu
Vaha
Vaha
Parasparam
Parasparam
Param
Bhavayantaha
Bhavayantaha
Bhavayanta
Shreya
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 Param
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 Syata.
Vapsyata
Avapyasata
Now let's go line by line. Yeah. Devan Bhavayata Nena
Devan
Devan
Bhavayante Tena
Bhavayatanena
Devan Bhavayata Nena
Devan
Devan
Bhavayata
Bhavayata
Nena
Enana
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha
Te
Te
Deva
Deva
Bhavayantu Vaha
Bhavayantu Vaha
Parasparam Bhavayantaha
Parasparam
Parasparam
Bhavayantaha
Bhavayanta
Parasparam Bhavayantaha
Parasparam
Parasparam
Bhavayantaha
Bhavayanta
Yah Paramavapsyata
Shreya Paramapsasyata
Shreya Paramavapsyata.
Shreya
Shreya
Paramapsasyata
Paramavapsyata
Okay. Anyone wants to take a lead, please?
Deva Bhavayata Nina
Deva
Devan Bhavayatena
Bhavayantanena
Te Deva Bhavayantu
Te Deva Bhavayantuva
Parasparam Bhavayantaha
Parasparam
Parasparam
Bhavayantaha
Bhavayanta
Shreya Parma Pasata
Shreya
Shreya Parama
Paramapsasyata
Avapsyata
Anyone else? Mataji? I would request Sachi Mataji. Please, Mataji, you do nicely, please.
Devan Bhavyata Bhavya Atana
Deva
Devan Bhavayata Tena
Te Deva Bhavyantu Vaha
Te
Deva
Deva Bhavayantuva
Parasparam Bhavyanta
Parasparam bhavayantaha.
Shreya param avapsyatha.
Shreya paramavapsyatha.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for coming for.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for letting me try.
Yeah, it's very important to recite Bhagavad Gita, and thanks for showing that interest and coming forward. So now let's go word to word meaning synonyms. Devan,
Devan,
demigods.
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 Bhavayatha,
Bhavayatha.
Bhavayatha.
Having pleased.
Nena,
Please.
Anena.
Anena.
Nena.
by this sacrifice.
By
By
this
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 sacrifice.
sacrifice.
They,
They.
Te.
those,
Those.
Devaha,
Deva.
Vaha.
demigods.
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 Bhavayantu,
Bhavayantu.
Bhavayantu.
will please.
Will
Will
please.
Is.
Vaha,
Vaha.
Vaha.
tu,
You.
parasparam,
Parasparam.
Param.
mutually.
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 Bhavayantaha,
Bhavayantaha.
Bhavayanta.
pleasing one another.
Pleasing one another.
Another.
Shreyaha,
Shreya.
Deha.
benediction.
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 Param,
Param.
Param. The Supreme.
supreme.
The Supreme.
Supreme.
Avapsyata,
Vapsyada.
Yasyata.
Vapsata. You
You
will achieve.
translation purport by His Divine Shiva Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Translation: the demigods, being pleased by sacrifices, will also please you, and thus, by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. Purport: the demigods are empowered administrators of material affairs. Fire, light, water, and all other benedictions for maintaining the body and soul of every living entity is entrusted to the demigods, who are innumerable assistants in different parts of the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Their pleasures and displeasures are dependent on the performance of yajnas by the human being. Some of the yajnas are meant to satisfy particular demigods, but even in so doing, Lord Vishnu is worshipped in all yajnas as the chief beneficiary. It is stated also in the Bhagavad Gita that Krishna himself is the beneficiary of all kinds of yajnas. Bhaktaram yajnapasam. Therefore, ultimate satisfaction of yajnapati is the chief purpose of all yajnas. When these yajnas are perfectly performed, naturally the demigods in charge of the different departments of supply are pleased, and there is no scarcity in supply of natural products. Performance of yajnas has many side benefits, ultimately leading to liberation from material bondage. By performance of yajnas, all activities become purified, as it is stated in Vedas. Ahara shuddhau, sattva shuddhihi, sattva shuddhau, dhruva shmitihi, sarva granthinam, vipramokshaha. By performance of yajna, one's eatables become sanctified, and by eating sanctified foodstuffs, one's very existence becomes purified. By purification of existence, finer tissues in the memory becomes sanctified, and when memory is sanctified, one can think of the path of liberation. And all these combined together lead to Krishna consciousness, the great necessity of present day society. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवाशदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you, devotees, for joining this evening for Bhagavad Gita class. Um, we have seen Karma Yoga. We've been listening to Karma Yoga for last 10 verses, and this is the 11th verse of this chapter, which we're going to talk today. Karma Yoga 101, 101. That is a course given by Hema Jagannath Prabhu. Saturday evening. I missed it, but I checked the recording. It's he put it very nicely, beautifully. He explained the whole summary of Karma Yoga. Um, I wished that should have been little more extended. We wanted to hear more, but anyway, he covered everything there in a summary way. Um, so now, after all that, so today we're going to talk about verse 11, which is very important in today's life. We think that we have control of everything. We know, because of the advancement of the science, we think that science has answers for everything. But in reality, if you see back, this universe is working in such a delicate and precise way. It's very hard to understand the activities, and it's all ordered. See, if you think about Newton, right? Newton saw the um, apple or the fruit falling down from the tree, and he was realizing that, he said, okay, the fruit has fallen, but he didn't stop there. He knew that there is a system there, there is some order. There is some kind of rules that scientists are also follow. So what is the rule there? If the fruit falls down from a tree, that fruit didn't go up, it came down, right? So there was nothing called as gravitational force. Nothing, no one defined that before. But what Newton did was he also followed some kind of order. If the order of this universe is changed, that is what, if the order of the universe is changed, then no one understands what's happening. Do you understand? Like there is order. If you go to moon, the moon planet has also as a gravitational force, but it is one time less than the Earth's gravitational force, right? We studied everything. This is was deducted or deduced and proved by scientists. So now the point is, what I want to stress upon here is there is some order for everything. Okay, and scientists also believe that. Why I'm saying that? Because with the example of Newton, if the Newton he also followed some kind of analysis. Okay, if the fruit falls on, it falls down, it doesn't go up, right? So then he thought about what happened, why the fruit fell down, why didn't it go up? Then he thought about it right now. Then he found there is some kind of magnetic force, some kind of thing. So now the point here is we are also saying the same thing. The scriptures also say the same thing. Yes, there is some kind of order, but please remember there is some kind of intelligence working on this order. If there is no intelligence, the human, our supreme being or supreme intelligence on the top controlling all these activities, then there is nothing called as this will not work by a chance. The word you use is by chance. The chance is nothing here. The formation of like Big Bang theory, it forms by chance. Chance is not the word here, because we see that everything is working precisely. Okay, or Guru Maharaj gives an example that, yes, you can advance whatever much you want to, like however you say that you are an advanced country or advanced society, but if I'll give a mosquito, and if the leg of the mosquito is broken, you cannot fix it. Nothing in this world can fix that mosquito's leg. Okay, so that is the intricacy, preciseness. Like, if you assume the leg of a mosquito, it's thinner than, we can't even see the leg. Like, no, it's very thin. Not, you can't see means you can see hardly. So that the thing is like, that is how intricate. So in that mosquito also, you have eyes, you have legs, you have wings, and other parts of the body. So mosquito is very normal example. But if you go to the atom level, right? In atoms, if we are all science and we are in America, so we know about atoms. So atoms has neutrons and protons, right? The attraction between those neutrons and protons are keeping the atom together. If these atoms are protons, that attraction or whatever, the force between those two is increased by in micros, whatever, that force the atom is gone. There is no atom. You know what I mean? So that is the like it's very deep. It's very precise. Everything. So I gave an example of mosquito. I gave an example of atom now. What is an atom? Atom is an element which is living in each and every being you touch in this world, right? Let's say wood, let's say our body, cells, everything is atom. So if you take that atom, we're talking about the atom has this gravitation, the force to stick together between the protons and neutrons. So that is how integrate it is. Now, why do we think, like, with all these things, how can we assume, like, the colors of the butterfly, do you think it happens by chance? The beautiful colors, not even a single person in this world matches completely with another person in this world. Not even a single person. Forget about persons, like, person is a big thing, image. The fingerprints are used for proof of a person being signed or signatured something, right? So these fingerprints doesn't match. What is the size of our thumb? Maybe an inch. This inch of fingerprints cannot match with anyone else in the world, right? So that means that integrate, that detailed. So this doesn't happen by chance. Okay, this will never happen by chance. There must be someone who's handling it. So now we talked about all what we see here. Now let's talk about the cosmos, right? How is this universe working? How are these planets revolving? Prabhupada, in one of the walks, I think, he mentioned that I'll give you 3 balls. Can you hang them with your scientific knowledge? Can you hang them in the air or in the space, in the room, without any support? No, you cannot do that. Whatever kind of gravitational, the force is applied for these planets to revolve in their own orbits is not possible for everyone to do it, or it's not possible to imagine that they are doing by chance. There is nothing called as chance here. So that's the only thing, that's the thing what I want to stress here. So now, if like, there are many examples.
It's 7:30.
I'm sorry for that. Okay, so I want any one of you to give some example like that. Like, do you believe or do you feel surprised of something happening in this universe? That how can this happen by itself? Can you give some example? If it goes silent, I take names. You know that, right? So okay. I would love to hear from Amritananda Prabhu. Please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can hear you.
There's always cause and effect, Prabhu, for everything. There is cause and effect. And so far, science has come up to the Big Bang, which is the cause of everything. They've gone even further to Big Bang and say that there are particles which make up the atom, or the constituents of atom, the fundamental particles. But then now they are coming up with a theory which says that perhaps from another universe, all these particles came. And the explanation is, at least if you want to understand it, from a material way, finally they say that things just existed. It was always there. Spirituality, Hare Krishna, just takes it one level further, that there is a cause of all cause. Sarva Karana Karanam, that is Krishna. So today science is believing that these things always existed, these fundamental particles. And then whatever happened, physics happened, chemistry happened, biology happened, and then everything happened. So this goes just one step further and says that the cause of all causes, Krishna. Of course, we call it Krishna. They're still trying to find. So far, they have come to. So I think science is also getting closer and closer. The more they study, the more questions come up, and it will finally come to that point. So that is my understanding, Prabhu, and examples are so many. cause and effect either daily what we see, or if we go into the subatomic level.
Yes, very nice, Prabhuji. Yeah. So the point is, there is a limitation for the understanding for everyone in this universe, but scriptures has already given the proof and given it in writings that everything has, that's, I understand it's cause and effect, but it's already there, and it says that the cause is, we all know what is the cause and who are controlling this. And this verse specifically talk about uh, the the maintainers of this universe, right? So let's see how this verse is related to our discussion now. Okay. So here Sri Krishna is saying that karma yoga is very important, and in this verse he is mentioning specifically that perform yagnas or sacrifices. Okay, what do you mean by a sacrifice? What do you mean by an yagna, right? So that is the point we are going to discuss, and let's go. So yagna is something which is performed to pacify the demigods, but at the end, the Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. So he is uh, the ultimate beneficiary of the sacrifices. Our Srila Prabhupada also quotes in the purport, the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities is Krishna himself. But by performing this yagnas, right, we are satisfying the demigods. Okay, so demigods are satisfied, and when the demigods are satisfied, they also give the boons and benedictions and perform their activities properly. Okay, so if for example, if we take this United States of America, so we have different ministers, different senate members, different controllers who perform these controlling activities, right? So recently we had a president, like change of president, and now the president is there, and under his when the president comes in, he changes his positions, like he changes his ministers or portfolios, like whatever they are there. So he changes them, he puts the members who he thinks are eligible to perform this activity. So now the question is, like, is that person who has been appointed, is he going to be permanently sitting there to control that activity? For example, board of education, right? So, or attorney general. So does the attorney general be there forever? No, it is a position. So that position is given to a qualified living entity. Please remember, everyone is a living entity. I am a living entity, you are a living entity, all the devotees are living entity. Each and every tree, birds, insects, everything has a living entity, that's soul. So all these demigods are also living entities. So when these living entities um, or they have special qualifications, right? For example, to become Indra, you have to perform 100 Ashwamedha yagnas. So the rule is, when you perform 100 Ashwamedha yagnas properly, then you are qualified to become an Indra. Okay, so that's how it is. There are definitions, or there are qualifications to become certain to take up some certain positions. For example, if you become an attorney general, you must have some qualifications, you must have done some kind of law degree. I don't know, I'm just guessing, so I'm just giving, like, there must be some qualifications to get to that level of becoming an attorney general. So what I'm saying is, all these living beings who are all these, the controllers or the demigods we call them, or nothing but the controllers of this universe, they are to be satisfied, because we are lower in the consciousness and or in the capabilities. We have to satisfy them by performing yagnas. That is what Sri Krishna is saying this. So this, please remember, what we're talking now today is the karma kanda part of Bhagavad Gita. And if you have attended Hema Jagannath Prabhu's class, he gradually took us from karma kanda to karma yoga. In karma yoga, he talked about three karmas, right? Vikarma, karma, and other the three types of karma. So we are below or before this karma yoga. Okay, so what is karma? This is karma kanda. What is karma kanda? Karma kanda is basically regulated life. Don't be an animal, or don't try. We have given this human birth, so we should not go, or we should not act animically, or we should not act like an animal. Animals doesn't have, I mean, at least animals there. I was listening to one of those classes, like this Vaishnava was saying that At least animals has regulation. They don't. They go to drink water at certain time only in the morning. They don't go whenever they want to go drink water in the jungle. Like I'm talking about the forest. In the forest, if you see the animal, the set of animals, they come, they have their time, they come, drink the water, and they go. They don't come on the others time. So that we, as a human being, we should also have that kind of regulations. Okay, so that regulations are defined by karmakandic process. Okay, so that is karmakanda. So in this karmakanda, Sri Krishna is mentioning here that please perform the yagnas or sacrifices. Okay, so if you go back to the verse, so Devan Bhavayata Nena. So basically by perform having Bhavayata is by pleased, Anena, by this sacrifice. Okay. So by sacrifice, if you please Devatas or demigods, they will also when they are satisfied, then they will also please you. How do they please you? So if you please the controller, then he'll perform his duty properly. For example, if you have paid your taxes, then the education board, like I live in Edison, so Edison Township will have funds to run the education board. They'll give you the education. They provide you the computers for the kids, like it's remote, and they provide you the Chromebooks. They provide you everything. So where do they get that money from? Because they're happy, means they got the funds in the form of taxes what we paid as a citizen of Edison Township. That is making them eligible to give them to provide the services to the students of the community or students of the society. So what I'm saying here is, we perform the activities properly, then the controllers will also perform. They're pleased and they also perform their activities properly. Now the problem came in when the Kali Yuga formed. Okay, when Kali Yuga came up, the problem is, like, we don't have qualified brahmanas, we don't have qualified materials to perform these yagnas. Okay, so I was reading this wonderful document. Let me see if I can share that. I was reading this wonderful document. It says that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote this one here. Okay, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that in Kali Yuga, the mantra for the sacrifice is Narayana Para Veda, Narayana Paraksharaha, Narayana Paramuktir, Narayana Paragatihi. So meaning, uh, so this is the verse in which you chant the holy names, or this is how you connect through the yagna in Krita Yuga. Krita Yuga is Satya Yuga. Okay, so even though you are performing yagna, you are doing it ucharan of the name, means you are chanting the names of Narayana there. So in that one, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying here that you are connected in the form of Dasya and Shantaras, basically, and Dasyaras, little bit of Dasyaras. So that is in Krita Yuga. And he says that for the same similar activities, similar chanting is done in Dwapara Yuga. So what is the name of, what is that mantra? The mantra is Ramanarayananta Mukunda Madhusudana Krishna Keshaya Kamsare Hare Vaikunta Vamana. So he is saying that this is a mantra which is used in the yagnas to perform the sacrifices, and this is a mantra which was connecting those living beings in that age to the Krishna. Okay, so finally they are satisfying the demigods and Krishna at that point. So now the third mantra he gave is Harer Murare Madhukaita Gopala Govinda Mukunda Shaure Yajnesha Narayana Krishna Vishnu Virashyam Mam Jagadisha Raksha. So this is a mantra which was used in Dwapara Yuga. Okay, so with this mantra, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that this will connect the devotees who are chanting this with four rasas. What are they? Shantaras, Dasharas, Sakyaras, and Vatsalyaras. So till Vatsalyaras, you're still there. But the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but with the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we got to know about Hare Krishna mantra, which is given for Kali Yuga. Okay, it is very simple. It is repetition of the names and so easy. 16 syllables. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So who gave this mantra? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is none other than Krishna himself. And there are multiple proofs for that. Okay. So one of the examples like Krishna Varnam Thusha Krishnam Sango Parshada Parshatam Sango Pastra Parshadam Yagnai Sankirtana Prayer Yajantihi Sumedasa. So this is a verse which is saying that Krishna Varnam Thusha Krishnam, he's Krishna, but he's not Krishna himself. His color is not Krishna. Sango Pangastra Parshadam. He's coming with associates as his weapons. Like normally Krishna comes in with Sudarshan and Gada, Chakra, Padma, right? But here he's bringing his Parshadas, like associates, as his Astra. And Yagnai Sankirtana prayer. He is giving the Yagna, the sacrifice means he's saying that Sankirtana Yagna. He's bringing Sankirtana or the Hare Krishna mantra as a Yagna for the Kali Yuga. The best thing. Why? Because we in Kali Yuga, we don't have a qualified brahmanas to chant the mantras. We don't have a qualified materials that can be used for yagnas. So what we can do is at least do this Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting. And who is bringing it? Yagner Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Sumedasa. Whoever is intelligent in Kali Yuga, Sumedasa, intelligent people, they will take this process. They catch this and they go ahead. So that is the speciality of Kalayr doshanite nide rajan astihe ko mahan gunaha kirtana deva krishnasya mukta bandha param rajayet. So Kali is full of faults, but one good thing of Kali is kirtana deva krishnasya. So if you chant the names of the Krishna, then you'll get delivered. It's the easiest thing. Devotees or they used to in Satya Yoga, they used to sit in dhyana for ages, for years and years and years. Their lifetime is 1 lakh years. Please remember that. So what are they doing in that 1 lakh years? They were just sitting in dhyana. So that is dhyana. Doing dhyana is very, very tough, and that circumstances are required to perform dhyana. So that dhyana means meditation. Okay, sorry to translate meditation. So sitting in meditation for years and years, that's not easy. At least for the Kali Yuga, if you think about that, how much span do we have? We can't chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 rounds sitting at one place, properly without without the distractions of the mind. So we're talking about meditation for thousands of years. So that's why the best part of Kali Yuga and best yagna or the sacrifice what we can perform here is Sankirtan Yagna, and that Sankirtan Yagna can satisfy if Krishna is satisfied. It's like giving a water to the root. Once the root of a tree is satisfied or filled with water, then all the other parts of the tree, twigs, leaves, branches, flowers, everything, fruits, everything is satisfied. So that can give you all the fruits, all the everything is required. But Krishna is not satisfied. Then the purpose of yagna, that's what he said, right? The purpose of yagna is finally the ultimate beneficiary. Bhoktharam yagya tapasam, the ultimate beneficiary is Krishna himself. So if Krishna is satisfied, everyone is satisfied. Now the point is like, then the question I'll put to the audience. With this question we will end it, but I want to hear from you after this question. Okay, so the question is like, so if demigods are working under the control of the Lord, and they are the providers of all the gifts in the forms of different rain, water, light, heat to us, do we have right to disrespect demigods? This is my question. Can we disrespect demigods?
No.
No, no.
No.
Wow, it is a unanimous no. So I think I don't have to explain here. Thank you very much for your input. Yes, demigods are the controllers. They are very much like the controllers. Like now, they are very dear to Krishna. There are Vedas which explains that demigods are parts of the universal form of the Lord. If you go back to second canto, where each and every demigod lives. So all these places are mentioned, and demigods are in the cow also. So we should respect cows, we should respect demigods, we should have ultimate respect to the activities they do. Yes, they are sometimes they act whimsically, but we don't have any right. We are also human beings. Everyone, all the living entities has right to, they may sometimes, because of the yoga maya, because of the material energy, whatever you call it. So their stories are there, there are reasons for them acting whimsically, but we don't have right. So the problem why I brought this question up is, um, there was this child in ISKCON. Okay, I don't want to take names, so I'm just telling you it as a child. So this child was, once we were going to some place, and this child was addressing Indra. Hey Indra, why don't you stop the rain? Now, so I was thinking, there was a rain. He wanted to play or something, but he was like asking Indra, "Hey Indra, why don't you stop rain?" So because of the, see, Indra is a god, but we should not act, or we should not address him in such a way that offends him, because Krishna will not be very happy, because all of them are Vaishnavas, they're all doing service for Krishna, and Vaishnavas offense is the worst thing which we can ever do. So thank you very much. Please share your thoughts on realizations, reflections. I would love to hear them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. So we had this discussion earlier also, and Madhupati Prabhu, I think somebody raised this question about respecting and disrespecting, demigods. So Madhupati Prabhu brought this up, that you cannot even disrespect, like leave aside a Vaishnav, nobody, like not any human being or anything, anybody. So how can you even think of disrespecting demigods, which who are at such a higher post? कि हम किसी की भी insult नहीं करनी चाहिए like that way. So that was a good way to put it. How can we even think of disrespecting the demigods, who are like servants of the Lord? And my question is actually, I've been thinking about this. Um, can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, I'm hearing. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
So, uh, Sankirtan movement, right? When this has been going on in my mind for some time. I wanted to ask this question: is the importance of Sankirtan movement? As I was growing up, I don't know about you, and I never heard the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I've been brought up in Delhi, like it was Krishna, Radha Krishna, everybody except like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And until I joined ISKCON, like so many like years back, then I heard about. And the same, when you talk to so many people, they have not, like if you talk to even my own mom or my sister, brothers, or anybody, cousins, they have not heard about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so itni, I'll speak in Hindi, like, agar itni, and we know the importance of Sankirtan movement, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but agar Kalyug mein itna hai ki itni importance hai, and he himself said that my name will spread in each and every corner town, so why he came as a hidden, like avatar, like why people don't know about him? So many people don't know about him in Kalyug.
Very, yes, Mataji, very nice question. So actually, um, I concur with you. When I was growing up, trust me, I didn't even know about, I didn't know about Jagannath Ji also. So I grew up in the,
Yeah, me neither. And I mentioned this to Prem Sarovar Mataji. I said my bhakti for Jagannath Ji, especially this year, because there's been so much, we've been sitting at home, so much hearing, and especially because of our temple. Otherwise, never ever I had heard. Yeah.
So that is our unfortunate situation. So that's okay. With the mercy of the Srila Prabhupada, we got to know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jagannath Ji. Jagannath Ji is Krishna himself. There is no doubt about that. So now let's talk about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Channa avatar, because see the potency of association of a devotee, or potency of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so much so that it can deliver you from this from the cycle of birth and death. Okay, so for the same thing to happen in the previous yugas, they had to go through so many cycles of activities, sacrifices they had to do. Okay, but still they were in the, so that's what Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur was mentioning, right? Even though they were chanting those mantras, they were still uh, going to that level of dasya and shanta and dasya, the first two low levels of the rasas they used to experience from that. So what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to this Kali Yuga is nothing, it's unimaginable. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the Mahamantra which can take you directly to the highest level of rasa, right? Madhurya Ras. Madhurya Ras means you can participate in the activities of the Lord. So that kind of activities has to be, I'm sure that has to be channa, it should be hidden. It's not for everyone. So there must be a qualification to get that, uh, get to participate in those activities. There must be, if we see a devotee in this ISKCON, we can surely say that we have performed some kind of pious, like very good pious activities in before life. I mean, I'm not trying to boast or saying something to feel ourselves good, but that is the fact. Fact is, like, if there is no pious association of devotees, there is no chance for us today to participate and talk or discuss about Srila Prabhupada books here. So what I'm saying is, yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela should be Channa hidden, because it is not for everyone. It is not for anyone who has not qualified. So even though Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, see, think about the era before Srila Prabhupada. Yes, Mahaprabhu and the Guru Parampara brought Srila Prabhupada into this movement. Srila Prabhupada came from the Sri Krishna has arranged Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sorry, Srila Prabhupada to come here and deliver all of us. So if there was no Srila Prabhupada, think about that. That was real hidden information, right? But at least with Srila Prabhupada, we are all connected. What qualifications do we have? I didn't have any qualification. If I go back and see, I was a meat eater. So what kind of qualification can I get to hear about Hare Krishna or to chant the Hare Krishna mantra? So that's all the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, and that's why we got to know. Yes, Sri Chaitanya.
Prabhuji, Sachimata has mentioned that not able to hear you properly.
Okay.
Mataji, are you able to hear? Sachimata?
Yes, Prabhu, you can hear.
Sachimata mentioned Mataji was not able to hear.
I think Mataji's computer has some problem. You could all hear me, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Haribol.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you, Prabhuji.
Are you able to hear Mataji?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Can you hear me? No?
Yeah, Prabhuji, you know what? My Prabhuji is cleaning my car outside, and he turned it on, and everything went there. It connected to my car. That's what happened. Ashna just told me.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that's that. He's cleaning my car outside, so he turned it on. So it's I lost I couldn't hear you for the past 5.
Basically, what I was mentioning is like this for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement should be given to everyone, right? It is not for everyone. Even though it is in Kali Yuga, there must be some kind of qualification to receive it. And the era of Srila Prabhupada has distributed this to everyone now. So that was Chana. For sure, it was hidden for a long time, and but with Srila Prabhupada coming in, that has changed, and it is going to each and every town and village now. If you see, we have so many activities going on in the forests and everything here now. So
Right. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for clearing my. I was like, why do people don't don't understand the importance? It's so hard, because they say, oh, who's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who are you talking about? And then and I feel terrible because I feel they should know about him, because how will they be delivered if they don't know about Mahaprabhu and Mahamantra? So thank you, Prabhuji.
I my personal view, we should not say personal views here, but what I understood was like we should not force others to understand some activities of Lord,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
that may not be conducive, or that may not be help them. They go offensive more than conducive. So it's better to just leave it there, say once, twice, and we should
Yeah,
not.
yeah, I know. Yeah, and just like in the lecture yesterday, also we were listening. Mataji said, but no, but I'm not. I don't force. I was just thinking, just to introduce, like because when you are experiencing so much bliss, you want others also to experience that bliss. But yes, pushing, I know, is no alternative to it, like anything. I don't do that. I don't do that to my own kids also, Prabhuji. Yes, I try to set a good example, but it doesn't work. Pushing doesn't work.
When the time fructifies, they automatically come in, Mataji. So
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Um, Prabhuji, thank you for the wonderful class. I actually wanted to share something which Sachimata said because even I was based in Delhi and I also did not hear about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prabhupada. I did used to visit my ISKCON temple just by my own friends with friend, but I didn't know who those deities were at that time. And just one thing that I have experienced, and I thought I will just say to Sachimata is that. Um, at that time there are in the Hinduism, it is default that we have Ramayana and Mahabharat and Gita. But how many people have actually studied Gita, and the way the language is described in those traditional books which are not ISKCON books is very difficult to understand. What When I got introduced to the bhakti movement of Krishna consciousness is when Prabhupada wrote very simple books about self realization, about basic questions, that this is science. And then with the basic with our mindsets today, what was traditionally wrote, the Ramayana, Mahabharata, they were written with the person's capacity. I'm sure I honor them today. But the books that Prabhupada wrote were for today people's mind, how much knowledge that we have, and basic questions. What is this? Why is this? Very basic questions, which people, that is why I think Prabhupada always thought of encouraging people to read it so they will discover for themselves. Once they discover the movement, why bhakti is important, they will themselves get to know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prabhupada and our lineage of gurus. That is my realization, that basic education and knowledge that's why they said ISKCON is a, this is my feeling, this ISKCON is a institute of knowledge. How many temples and places that I visit, I have visited in my whole life, but I go there, I bow down, I put some money, and then I come back, but I don't have any knowledge of that particular place, which is lacking in probably a lot of places in Delhi that I know because I'm also a Delhi person. I just thought of sharing it, that ISKCON and Krishna consciousness, that's why we have so many temples every year. Whenever there are the Guru Maharaj who come, they tell us about a new temple that has been established. So much Krishna consciousness is spreading. It will keep spreading, but it's because it's an institute of knowledge.
thank you,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Thanks for sharing your reflections. It's wonderful to hear the magical effects of Srila Prabhupada's books or Srila Prabhupada's presence. So if you think like that, right? Similar situations with most of us, like we used to go to temple, take darshan, do some parikrama, like 2-3 times, do some donation and come out. That was our visit, 5 minutes, 10 minutes visit, that's it. But first time when I went to ISKCON, I know I went for Mangalarti just by mistake.
Yes,
I attracted to that Govinda Madhipurusham song. It was so attracted. I was completely done with that. That's
yes,
the song coming in the audio for the first time, and Govinda Madhipurusham was singing. Then after
yes,
that, I thought we're done. The Govinda Madhipurusham was 5 minutes. I didn't realize the time. Then
yes,
later, then they started class. I was like, okay, what is class? Okay, I sat there. It went for another hour. Then they said there is a prasadam. Then it's another few minutes. I was like, what's going on here, man? I mean, I came to take darshan and I was engaged here. So then
yes,
eventually understood that Srila Prabhupada knows the importance of knowledge. Unless, if you remember the previous classes, right, we talked about changing or influencing the intelligence. If the intelligence is provided to we have like soul, intelligence, and mind, right? So if
right,
mind is giving all the pictures what it had from the previous lives, previous experiences, But unless we influence the intelligence with the right knowledge, it cannot
Yes.
of what is good and what is bad. So
Yes.
she knew it, and he was giving that intelligence, a feed for the intelligence through the knowledge. So that's why
Yes.
he was feeding the intelligence with knowledge. That's why we get, when whoever comes to ISKCON. So our Gauranga Prabhu mentions in the classes that it's a one-way entry. If you enter, you enter. That's it. There is no exit out of it.
Yes, yeah, there's no
Yes.
exit. Yeah,
So many
yeah.
gurus that I have also met, also Sachi Mata and Prabhuji, and so many devotees here. When we listen to them, they themselves have said that they got transformed by reading Prabhupada's books.
Right,
They
Mata.
were
Mm-hmm.
at the peak of, in the material world when, we are nothing. But if they could become gurus that we are following today, and they were at the peak of material desire, and they could get converted. So that means there is a scope for us also to do it. I mean, I tell myself this thing that of course I can do it too. I can also become, I can become better, and then really this is an education. Every time we have Bhagavatam class with Simesha Prabhuji, we have Bhakti Vriksha with Simesha Prabhuji, we have Gita classes every day. This happening, this is like education, this is opening our minds and hearts. And I'm so thankful to the devotee of this community of ISKCON. Thank you, Prabhuji. I just wanted to share this. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Mataji. I had just one more thing to say, Prabhuji. Like, because Mataji was talking about Prabhupada's books. Can we imagine where our kids would be if Prabhupada's books were not there? Like the knowledge they have. Look at Surabhi. I mean, the knowledge they have. I'm not boasting, but the same kids in India, like who are like indulging in so much sensual gratification, and here like the culture is so different, but still Prabhupada's books are what are is helping them stay stable, stay like stay away from all these bad things which are in the society. So we cannot thank Prabhupada enough, like. And Surbi is a perfect like example, like role model to follow.
Yes, Mataji, sure.
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada books, trust me, Mataji, I have experienced it, and I have heard from many, many devotees. Srila Prabhupada's books, if they just enter your home, right,
Mm-hmm.
there's an indication that there is going to be change in your family. The whole family will transform into
Transform.
not.
Even touching. I've heard even
I'm
touching,
not
like
talking
touching
about
one.
opening and reading them. I'm not talking about
Mm-hmm.
opening and reading them. I'm just telling that if the I
Book
thought
enters.
I shared my story with a lot of people, so I'll just put it straight. Srila Prabhupada's books, Srimad Bhagavad Gita came to my home. It was just kept in the altar.
Mm-hmm.
Never opened it. I opened it once just to see the pictures. I liked the pictures, and I
Mm-hmm.
just saw the pictures and just put it back. Okay, so it was in the altar. Within 2 years, I was a devotee. I was
Mm-hmm.
connected with some devotee, and I became a devotee. So that is the power of Srila Prabhupada books. Please believe it or not, I have this experience, and I
No,
heard from.
Prabhuji, I believe it. I believe it. And I have recently seen it, in my own house with my son, because they say, if it's sitting on your shelf, doesn't matter, you should have. So he came from college, like after his semester. And this Bhagavad Gita has been sitting on his shelf for so many years, he chants, he not very interested. And I don't know, coming back from there, he was like the entire time that he was home since Thanksgiving, the first thing he wakes up, whatever chanting he has to do his rounds, and he's reading Bhagavad Gita every single day. I did not ask him, not one time. He picked him up from the shelf.
That's
I did not ask him even one time after he came, to read it. But yes, it's in their rooms, but this is just like what you're talking about, like he's reading it and like he's got busy little, because college started. And he said, Mom, I've not been regular. And I said, there's no compromise there. That's all I can tell you, no matter how busy you read one, that's all I can suggest. I'm not going to force you, but no matter what the pressures are, you continue your routine. So we'll see,
that he got from seeing you. You as a parent.
no.
Some people will imitate what parents practice. So
Yeah, but I'm just thankful. It's just Krishna's mercy, Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj's mercy. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hari
So
Bol.
very nice class. So one thing I have noticed here is we all have, faith, little faith or more faith. We all get it by looking at our parents. But this when I'll just share with you my realization and what during my second initiation what Guru Maharaj told us and some of his associates told us. See, in India, like you have faith and you worship, but this faith is not steady. Sometimes something here and there it comes, and the faith it gets diverted to something else. So you are not steady. You don't go deep inside. But with Prabhupada's books, right? Somehow by this system over here, we acquire some knowledge. We know about Krishna's pastimes. We're reading these books, right? We get more love for Krishna. And then our faith gets very strong day by day by day. So with that, there is no chance of, coming back and having any second route or any detour. We don't have that chance. So definitely our kids, whoever are reading books and all of us, it is like, I'm 100% sure our faith will be always, steady with Krishna. So just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much, Haribol.
Okay, so it's anyone else has any reflections? Okay, it's 8:08. We passed 8 minutes, so I think we can stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Harikishore Prabhu is engaged in another service for Nandalal Prabhuji's Kirtan program. He's there, and he asked me to bring this to a close. So,
okay.
Thank you very much, Harikishore Prabhu. That was a very wonderful class. The question answer, Rachi Mata, Gauri Mata. Thank you everyone for your participation. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We put this to a Anchakalpa Tarupasya.
Pavane Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Vaishnavind ki jai. Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.